don't know why this just popped in my head, but I would say, so most mornings I drive the kids to school, and I would say 2 to 3 out of each of those 5 mornings, one of them gets in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it's just oh my god.
No, but I mean on the car ride. I know. On the car ride.
The crosstalk and the banter and the Jersey kicked me and
yeah, but sometimes that's it. It's not even like, okay, stupidest thing happened the other day. I don't know. Alexa was talking about miles and minutes. I said, it's going to take about 5 minutes. She said, well, the thing says 1 mi. I said, well, that's 1 mile. I'm just saying 5 minutes. She goes, well, 1 mile is, she said 15 minutes. I said, no, 1 mile is not any minutes. I can go really fast and get that mile in 30 seconds. Right. Or I can go really slow and get that mile in 12 minutes.
Sure.
A mile is distance. Minutes is time. And then she's like, no, but what I'm trying to say, I said, Alexis, but listen to me, because what you're trying to say is not going to be correct. So let me, the person who's older and been around this earth that you don't understand what you're talking about, let me tell you how this doesn't make sense what you're talking about. So I'm trying to explain to her, Alexis, you can't compare miles to minutes. It doesn't make any sense. Even if the GPS says an approximate time, it's just estimating. If I drive faster than what I would get there faster. Sure. So you can't say 1 mile is 15 minutes. No, it's not. 1 mile is 1 mile is here to there. That's it. She continues to just argue. So this is the problem, is that instead of you girls hearing and say, oh, okay, I guess maybe I didn't know what I was talking about.
Right.
They can't just say, oh, maybe I was wrong. It's like, oh, you don't understand what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
No, I get what you're trying to say, but you're not saying the right thing. So instead of taking that correction, that criticism, it becomes like, now we're on a standoff. Like we're about to jab at each other. And I said, and when we get to the school, I always say, listen, girls, this happens so many mornings that you guys want to have a conversation, and I'm fine with that because we're just sitting here. I said, but when I'm telling you that what you're saying right now doesn't make sense, because as a full-grown adult person, I'm trying to teach you something. You can't say that. You can't say 1 mile is 15 minutes. Don't tell anybody that. They're going to be like, what are you talking about? And this is why.
The better thing is to ask, like, okay, well, what is a mile then? I thought a mile, and that's the thing. And it's like, not even our kids. I think just kids in general.
Yeah.
They all go through it. They go
it's
through
a phase right now.
This phase of like independence, and I think I'm right and everything. So, but it's our job to put that to a halt and say, okay, you go through your phase and be that, but you're also going to be respectful. And you're going to realize that other people, elders, we'll call it, know more than you.
Yeah. That's really the thing. And like I said, she's not in trouble for what she was talking about. But then at the end of it, I'm like, Alexis, now I'm sitting here raising my voice about something that I don't even care about. You wanted to talk about this. I'm not upset that you didn't know it. I'm upset at the way you were receiving me trying to tell you, Alexis, this is incorrect.
This is what I say to my kids. I say it every time they get in trouble. When they're upset, I always say at the end, I say, girls, 15 minutes ago, I walked in this room drinking a glass of water, happy. And now we're in this situation. Do you think I walked into this room drinking that glass of water, setting this whole thing up? No, I was thinking about swinging my golf club, looking outside, looking at the leaves falling, thinking about it's fall, maybe getting, thinking about coffee. And instead, we're in a thing where you're upset and I'm upset. It went from me walking around with water, happy, to now you're in trouble. So how did it get there? Because of something that you did.
Justin,
did.
It's insane. I'm sorry. I just have to tell another scenario. Same school ride situation. This time I'm talking about Ava. We're riding back to school, and Ava's like, oh, I forgot to bring this paper that I'm supposed to turn back in to her teacher. And I said, oh, well, what is it? She goes, it's this thing Imani made. I said, well, why would you have to turn that into your teacher? Imani made it. Your teacher wouldn't even know anything about that.
Right.
She goes, no, I have to give it back to her. I said, no, Ava, understand what give it back to her means. Give it back to her means she gave it to you to fill out, and now you got to give it back. If you're saying you have to bring it to her as a separate thing, you can't say give it back to her. I said back means somebody else had something and then you give it back. So now she's arguing. No, Mom, I'm trying to say I got to give it back to the teacher. I said, Ava, listen to my words, because I'm trying to teach you something. So when you talk to somebody else next time, you don't say, I got to give this back to you. And they're like, it was never mine.
Yeah.
Because if you say that to somebody and it was never theirs, they're going to be like, why are you giving this to me? It was never mine. So I'm trying to help her understand how you can't say you got to give it back to her when she never gave it to you. She's going to be like, what are you talking about? Because Imani made this for you.
Yeah.
And now I'm telling full blown on. And then at the end of it, she's like, well, I made a mistake. I said, Ava, understand that if you would have listened to me the first sentence, you would have understood that I was trying to correct your mistake without telling you that it was a mistake. We're just trying to explain to you why that was incorrect. Now we just spent the 5-minute car ride arguing, and now you're like upset because I raised my voice. I said,
I didn't start out that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
at
the beginning, even when I was correcting you, I was fine. I was just saying, Ava, you can't say give it back because of the... And that's the biggest thing that I've learned, at least between myself and them, is learning to take correction.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it as somebody's attacking you, because I don't start off that way. I start off just simply trying to tell you how you're not incorrect in this.
It escalated because of something you did.
Yeah.
I started out wanting with the same tone.
Yeah, wanting to teach you.
Exactly.
Wanting to teach you.
So, yeah, and that's why I think it's good that you take the kids to school, so I don't have to deal with that.
Honestly, it's a phase. It really, because it started recently. Like, it's not like it's a phase. It's this next level of development.
But yeah, I don't want to stop this phase of the girls in Jersey because it's part of like their confidence. It's part of them blossoming into who they are. But once again, they got to do it with respect. But what sums up in this whole video podcast is that, and by the way, if you are listening, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the podcast and say something nice. But the point is that
what sums up is who wants these kids? No, I'm kidding.
Good parenting is love and care. If you don't love and care, then you don't care what your kids do. They're on the iPad all day.
You're raising the future. That's why it should be, because you are raising the future.
We're raising the future, and we're trying to make them good human beings. So we put a lot of effort into it. Sometimes it can be frustrating and discouraging, and a lot of times it's obviously very rewarding. But kids sometimes reach ages, and it becomes challenging. We're very grateful for them, grateful for their attitude, their health, but we will put them in their place when they need it and discipline them when they need it. And hopefully it's less than more going
Hopefully
forward.
it becomes less and less and less and less.
So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, and I hope you got something out of this. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you some other time. Next time.
On the next episode.